everyone, and welcome back to the Offseason podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, joined by Brodie and Trevor. I feel like with the Offseason podcast, we can start this week off, being that we filmed this on Tuesday, with the initial reaction, both of you, to MVP's way of announcing Eagle McMahon. The little bait and switch they hit us with. What'd y'all think of it? They get you?
They got me more than I'm a little disappointed in myself. I think I underestimated the marketing capabilities of a disc golf company because I definitely should have seen this coming, because it just wouldn't have, it would have been like such an unself-aware thing to do this giant hype thing in the midst of the Eagle rumors and it be for a disc. So I feel stupid. That's how I'm going to say. It was good marketing. Yeah, it was good marketing. It was great marketing, in fact, because and I think that if you can create outrage, that creates a ton of engagement, more so than excitement. And then if you can then turn that outrage into, we were doing the thing you wanted all along, it's perfectly executed. I feel dumb.
Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human who lives in this world and is going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that is why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, and that is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options that are in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/foundation. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, and if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. Therapy is a super great tool. We've worked with BetterHelp in the past, and this is a great resource to use if you're struggling with mental health or just going through a tough time in life. I highly recommend trying this out. Therapy can be a great resource to have. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/foundation. Thanks again to BetterHelp for supporting this channel.
Brodie, did they get you, or you knew it was coming?
I mean, we kind of all knew Eagle was going to MVP.
Well, we knew that was happening.
We knew that,
yeah.
But did you expect it to be announced this way?
So I thought, I was surprised at first they went that route, because I feel like that is a route that's been played out for a really long time. I haven't seen anyone go the full, I'm going to post 18 photos to make one photo on Instagram. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You've never seen that ever?
No, I have. I'm saying
okay.
I that was like what everyone was doing, but I feel like that was like in 2000.
It is a bit of a dead trend.
Yeah, that was still on the like chronological timeline.
Yeah, that's so it was interesting that they went that route with it. I saw the announcement video just maybe 30 minutes ago or something like that with Simon and Eagle. I thought that was really well done and that was really clever. I thought it would have hit harder if they would have just posted that.
I disagree strongly with that. They built up outrage for like 3 days before letting it drop.
They posted the 5 days.
You would only had like 10 seconds to be confused in that case.
What I was expecting was the 5 days worth of posts generated, because the first row, when they posted that, everyone thought it was for Eagle. By like the second row, I was like, oh, this is Pixel coming. And then everything just confirmed this is the Pixel coming. And so in my head, I never doubted Eagle was going to MVP.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Is we all knew Eagle was already going to MVP.
A lot of people were swearing up one tree and down another who's going to Innova, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
People were saying it.
People were
conversation was happening.
I heard people saying it. I don't know if they actually believed that.
I don't think I ever did.
I think
at one point I did. I think somebody said, like, tossed us a rumor, and I forget why they thought they were so sure, but I was like, oh, okay, like I can see it, but
because they were thinking he was going to bring the old Discmania line back. But anyways,
once that Reddit comment that said that Ricky's caddy confirmed it,
that did it for you.
That's when I was like, I'm sold. I was like, well, yeah, obviously.
Has anybody heard from him? Ricky's caddy?
Yes,
Yes.
he denied it.
He came out and said that was not him. Ricky initially said, "That's not my account or my caddy's account."
I want to hear from the Reddit account now.
I'll say this real quick because we're going to obviously talk about this a lot on Tour Life because people are coming after me. It's a very interesting person to pick out.
Yeah.
We saw this with Emerson Keith, right? My buddy played a tournament with Emerson Keith.
It's weird being like Ricky's caddy.
It's a very weird person to say. If you were going to make up a lie, it's a very weird person to be like, oh yeah, Gannon Burr's mom was at a picnic and she was telling me that Gannon was going to Discmania.
Well, I feel like this person probably knows Ricky's caddy. Like, even if Ricky's caddy didn't say it to him, although that's maybe even worse, like you're throwing a guy under the bus. Maybe it was just like a fight or flight, like argument situation where he's like, who do I know in disc golf that would know something? But also, they weren't even really talking about that.
Correct.
So, like,
Correct.
yeah, it is super.
It just came out of left field, and for you to throw someone's name out like that,
well, that's like
it's always
when,
a weird. It's a weird thing. What do you have to gain? I guess would be my question there from lying.
When I first, because obviously Ricky's deal getting leaked by yours truly, was like one of the things that started Ricky's hatred towards leaking. And what like first tipped me off before I started getting texts from touring pros and DMs from people with valid sources left and right, literally everyone in the sport knew Ricky's deal. So that got leaked from somewhere. But before all of that, it was one Reddit comment back in like November that someone just said, he was commenting this all over the place. And he said, I bet my life, or I bet my house, I bet something like that.
Yeah, I think he bet his house.
He's like, Ricky has signed with Dynamic Discs. I promise you, he's left end of it. And like had all these details. It was just one random Reddit comment. And the way they wrote it, I was like, that seems really convincing. And so then I looked into it more, and the more I poked, the more I found. I mean, to be fair, Ricky was saying like how great it was for Eagle that this didn't get leaked and blah, blah, blah. It got leaked.
Yes.
I mean,
we all knew.
I had a text message. I looked back for this the other day. November 14th, I had a text message that said, Eagle McMahon just signed with MVP. This my source is a touring pro. He wouldn't lie to me.
We've been sitting on this.
That was November 14th. I had that text.
I say
the
it.
The difference was I didn't tweet it this year.
I say it and I'll say it again. Stop telling people what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Like literally stop. If you want it to be a surprise and you want it to be a secret, which at this point I'm wondering what is the benefit of it?
It's not really.
Like, what is...
If I'm MVP, the longer that my company's name is on people's lips, the better. So
yeah, the hype built.
Yeah.
My thing is the hype, like, builds because...
Heck, these days, our phones listen to us. So if people are saying MVP discs over and over again, I'm going to get suggested advertisements from them.
If they're smart. Yeah, if they're smart. But the thing is, like, the hype until... Why is this not focusing
But I'm wondering, are the contracts incorrect?
What do you mean, are they incorrect?
Should we be signing contracts for a different time? Because there's this weird time of where the season is over, but your contract isn't over until the end of the year, but you're already making moves to go somewhere else, but you can't announce it.
Yeah,
should there
talk
be
about like doing contracts that are only like the duration of the season or whatever.
Like should you sign a contract that ends in like the end of October, so that way, because I mean that's the other thing that we see a lot of times is, oh, we saw this person out in the course throwing this disc.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't think so.
That's just a thought.
I don't think so because it's they're all like sales contracts. Like they're directly tied to moving plastic and stuff. And November, December are such big months.
Valid point.
For moving plastic.
Very
to where
valid
like
point.
But
Discmania was able to use Eagle and dump stuff. They're already what?
But if you're already out the door, that's what I'm saying is if you're already out the door.
Like Eagle was already out the door. He was already with MVP. He was still promoting Discmania through last week. Because he was still with, like, he still had obligations.
Yeah,
so they were able to capitalize on November and December, Christmas, Black Friday months. We as Foundation bought a ton of Eagle stamped stuff when they like did this sale. So like, I think those are important months at the end of a contract.
Yeah, but I don't like your argument because you could literally just flip it and say the person that signs him new, now all of a sudden all that new buzz.
But if you're signing someone to a contract, you would rather keep them through
the benefit
end
goes
than,
to the next company then rather than you.
If I'm signing you to a contract, why do I want the benefit to go to the next person?
No. Well, sign them for multiple years. If you sign someone for 1 year, all I'm saying is if you sign someone for 1 year and it ends in October, if you re-sign them, then you have all that buzz. If you don't re-sign them, then someone else has all that buzz.
But why do I want it in
so it hurts
October
the manufacturer.
when I can
Better
just
for
keep
the
it
player.
through December?
I'm saying,
I can still have you in November and December if I sign you to a 1-year deal. If I sign you through the end of the year, why would I let you go in October?
The manufacturer would lose in that situation. The player would win in that situation.
Yeah, the player wins. The manufacturer loses.
Unless, well, no, I don't. No, what I think we're not really understanding each other.
No, because I'm Discraft. Let's say I'm Discraft, and I decide to sign you to November. That means you're saying that's
for 1 year.
For 1 year, but you're saying that's a good thing because then the next company can have me for Black Friday. Well, so as Discraft, that's not a good thing for me. I'd rather sign you.
Then sign me for
December.
2 years. Sign me for 2 years.
Right. So
why not just sign you for 1 more month?
What I'm saying is, right now, what we're saying is there's always going to be those 2 months, right? Because right now, the 2 months for Eagle, like I can just say Discmania doesn't have Eagle for January and February, right?
Okay.
If they would have signed Eagle for 1 year and his contract starts in the end of February.
But those 2 months don't overlap Black Friday. That's
those are the worst 2 sales months.
The worst 2 sales months of the year.
What I'm trying to say is if you restructure it in a way to where when you go to a new company, you are in that part, doesn't that make it more juicy for that company that signs you?
Yes,
yeah, it helps.
And less juicy for the company you're leaving that had previously signed you.
Correct. So
nobody
is going to write a deal.
But what
like
I'm
that.
saying right now, but what I'm saying right now
the
is
previous company's the one that wrote the deal.
Okay, but MVP right now, they just signed him for a year, right?
Yeah,
and
they
so
won him for November and December.
Okay, we will agree to disagree because I think regardless of what you sign it, you'll end up having that overlap one way or the other.
Right, but
either
one of the
at
overlaps,
one of the overlaps, or at the end.
One of the overlaps is Black Friday, and one isn't.
But you'll either have that overlap at the beginning or the end of the contract.
If everyone just agreed this is how we're doing contracts,
correct.
Sure. But why would I? Why would I agree to that? There's
That's
no law as to where contracts have to go.
If you're a player, you should totally negotiate that way.
What if all the players started saying, "This is how I want it. I don't want my off season for me to be kind of weird."
They totally
about,
can say that.
I can't make videos because I know I'm going somewhere else. Like it was the same thing with Simon. We all knew Simon was leaving, and yet he was still making videos throwing Discmania.
No, as a player, it makes total sense to negotiate.
So why don't all the players start trying to work it that way?
They probably should. They may have tried.
As a manufacturer, you're the one signing the checks.
Disc
and I
golfers
want
are
you
rarely
there for November and December.
Yeah, it's just like if you're a disc golfer, let's say, you're just a decent disc golfer and a manufacturer is like actually willing to give you a decent salary, you're not usually going to then come back with another demand. Like there's not really many people in disc golf that can make demands.
Simons was also unique though because he was bought out from Discmania. So
it's true.
For whatever reason, they agreed with Discmania to let him stay through December because his contract held no weight. He was bought out. They could have bought him out in October.
I think manufacturers are clinging to those 2 months for dear life. Like I think it's really important to them because of the holiday sales, and that's why I think it's gonna be hard. I absolutely agree. Like a player, it would benefit them, and I think that like they should try to negotiate that if it makes sense. But I think that there's gonna be a lot of pushback as well, and I don't know that there's many players who would be like, "That's a deal breaker for me." Like at the end of the day.
I might sound really, really stupid here. So let's, let's. So what if all of a sudden the Disc Golf Pro Tour is like, listen, we're changing our schedule. We are now going to be ending, instead of ending in October, we are now ending in August. The season ends in the end of August. So they're shortening the schedule. We're playing from February. We're playing from February to August.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys agree that players or manufacturers, whatever, do you still think it should be all the way through the end of the year?
If I'm a manufacturer? Yeah, I'm signing you. I'm signing you January 1 to 12/31. I'm
So
getting as much as possible.
So you just think contracts should always work on a yearly basis?
I don't think that. I think that manufacturers would always say yes to that. Why wouldn't they?
No, I'm
I'm
here's
not-
what I'm
I
doing.
get the-
Here's what I'm doing in that scenario.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Here's
I think obviously manufacturers want the biggest bang for your buck, but I'm saying like this stuff has to work itself out over time, right?
Let's just start signing guys in the middle of the season, and you get 2 parts of 2 different seasons. I'll get the back half. Get the back half of one season. I'll make my signing in the middle of this year's season, so I'll get the back half of 2024 season and the beginning of 2025 season.
There you go.
It'll make for some crazy storylines.
What I was
It's a
gonna
2-year
say
deal.
is
The price of one.
I was expecting the photo announcement to be the Pixel. I was expecting the Pixel to be announced today, and then they let outrage build for a few more days, and confusion started.
That was
to
my
set
most
in.
likely scenario. Yeah.
Everyone start to doubt Eagle must not be going to MVP, and then I was expecting like 3 days from now, MVP announce here's Eagle McMahon. That's what I was expecting to happen.
I feel like
Because again, I wasn't expecting them to like take the Pixel announcement and turn it into an Eagle announcement where it
that surprised
took
me.
some hype off of the Pixel. That makes sense, but it makes sense. I mean, Sign and Eagle previously were basically like one person, like they were always marketed together.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it's weird for them to be used with each other in marketing like that.
No,
Which is funny because when I said on Grip Locked literally yesterday, which now for y'all would be like 3 days ago, I said, you know, with the future is here with Gannon, they should just use Kyle in that. And people were like, well, you guys would have been talking about how weird it was that Kyle was used in Gannon's announcement. No, like
haters.
Simon was just used in Eagles announcement, and I thought it was perfect because that's the dynamic duo. That's the 1-2 hit you're going to hit us with over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's what I think that's what Discmania needs to create out of Gannon and Kyle. Obviously, they have Gannon and Gavin and Alden, and they could have just announced the Vlog Squad and just thrown Kyle in there and try to make him fit. But who knows? Is Kyle the new Isaac Robinson?
Which one of those dogs is the ringleader? You're muted.
You're muted.
Everyone put L in the chat. This is my worst episode. I just had the worst take about players' contracts. Propane guy just showed up.
Oh,
Dogs
no.
are going nuts. Yeah, just put L in the chat. I already know I'm going to get roasted for everything, so I just want to apologize. Official apology. I'm off my game. This is my worst episode of all time.
It's the off season. It's not debate night, so we're fine.
How long did it take you
to?
How long did it take you to fully organize the frisbee room?
Well, a lot of people. Yeah. Well,
behind you.
A lot of people don't realize either that down here, these are all filled 90 disc boxes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 12 there, and then over here, there's also boxes all filled.
So you probably got like what 3,000-4,000 discs in there.
Yeah, probably something like that.
How long until you have a room like that, but it's your sports card room? Oh no. I'm on the breaking table right now.
I was literally dying watching you live tweet the cards as people were scoring touchdowns in the playoffs. I was cracking up.
It's like
so funny.
It literally
now's the best time to get this Stroud auto card.
And again, people might hate hearing this because it's like fantasy football talk, but it is very much like fantasy football of where I have an investment in these people. Like my Stroud card, when we initially pulled it, it sold for $850, $880 or something. Now you can't get that card for less than $1,200.
Yeah.
And it's 100% just based
and once he gets offensive rookie of the year.
All right, this guy, this propane guy is killing me.
Once he gets rookie of the year and Brodie gets that PSA 10 back, I mean.
Well, here's what I'm saying. They make
Brodie's
disc golf
buying his tour card with that.
They make disc golf ones. I think we need to get the market started. We need to rip some packs and see if we can get some value out of these things. I'm going to be tweeting out, now's the best time to buy your Kevin Jones flashback card because he just took tied second in Jonesboro.
That's hilarious.
The time is now.
This lighting's making me look sick and not in a good way.
Oh, you've been.
I don't
it's
have any
so
warmth.
It's so funny. You've been sick for all this time, and I literally last night was like, "Oh, dude, it snowed and like ice. We could totally film like a grit series in the snow." And I'm like, Hunter just got healthy. Like,
No, I'm down for it. I got nothing to live for right now, man. My marathon's over. I'm willing to
That's
sacrifice
true.
my body.
That was the worst series of all time.
The Grit series?
why people love it?
Just for me, like I didn't want to participate
That's
in
fair.
that series.
Yeah, you
at
didn't.
all.
Nobody ever asked you to.
No, I know because
Might
you
have to
knew
go-
I was
might have
going
to
to
film
say.
round 2 today. It's like it's exactly the weather it was last time too, where it like iced over the snow a little bit. So those putts they slide like 100 feet.
I mean,
past
is
the basket.
today the day or is tomorrow the day? Because it's gonna get to 12 degrees overnight. It's gonna melt.
We might
a
not
little bit
make
more.
it here tomorrow.
That's fair. That's
If it gets
fair.
bad enough today, today might be our only chance at it. People have been wanting that back. The local weather guy came in just a couple weeks ago and was telling me how he wanted more disc golf in extreme weather, and I'm like, we live in Virginia, man. You know this. And here we are. Shout out George Fliginger. He's going to be pumped.
There you go. All right,
Wait.
well, let's get this show started here.
I did play in the ice and snow though, because I remember
did.
Robbie had that epic rollaway on the
Oh,
ice.
that is true.
It was like half
That followed
icy,
too.
half nice day because I kept posting pictures covering up the ice with the
You
sun.
played golf with Hunter in the snow. Break
Yeah, we
100.
played some golf rounds in the
That
snow.
was
That was crazy.
the fact that you didn't break 100 in that, where you had literally a wall to prevent your balls from going off the green because it was all snow. That was wild.
That was something else. All right, our first story comes to us from Sean Carpenter, and he said, "I'm calling this story the Disc of Destiny. I don't normally title the stories, but
Oh, I like this.
I liked that. It felt good."
Yeah.
Sean said, "First, let me start off by telling you this is 100% the honest truth. I've been
good.
playing disc golf since 2019 when I first started playing. The first disc I threw were Innova Star AVR and a 4-time P McBee Destroyer. Even though I started as an Innova guy, I quickly discovered Discraft and fell deep in love. This is all to say that when it came down to it, in the first 2 years of me playing disc golf, I knew some discs from each company, but the only manufacturer's lineup I truly knew well was Discraft's. Well, one day in March of 2021, I had this dream that I came into possession of a green Champ Rhino. Mind you, I had never owned one, nor knew anyone that owned a Rhino at all, much less a Champ one, because I didn't even realize that Innova produced putters in Champion plastic. So later that week, I went to my high school soccer field to go do some field work, and because I had frequented that spot, the groundskeeper recognized me as the kid who comes and throws frisbees playing fetch alone. He called out to me and said, 'Hey, is this yours?' And what do you know? He threw over to me a no-name Champ plastic Rhino, just like the one I saw in my dream. I just waved to him, stunned and confused at how my dream became a reality lying at my feet. Craziest thing in my life. I'll never be able to explain it." There you go.
What?
Disc of Destiny.
I'm gonna start dreaming about $1 million in cash.
So that wasn't deja vu?
No, he had a dream, and then next thing he knew, the Champ Rhino was there. I need to update as if he have you aced with this disc yet?
I mean,
That's what I need to update.
I don't know if I've ever dreamed about disc golf, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised because I live it every single day. Maybe my brain just has no more capacity for frisbees.
I think you stop dreaming the older you get.
I barely ever dream.
I dream
have
here
no
and there. I dream
dreams.
when I get sick, so I've been dreaming a lot these past few
Yeah,
weeks.
if I have like a heavy sleep like that, like then I would, or if I nap, I might. But yeah, I very rarely dream. My wife every morning is telling me about some novel that she dreamed up. Basically, usually I'm the bad guy, and I'm like, oh, and she's like, what about you? Nothing.
Nothing.
Close my eyes.
Do you think we'll
darkness.
ever?
darkness?
Do you think we'll ever get to like Inception where we can?
Dude, I hope not.
Was that the movie where you can basically make your dreams?
No,
Or
you
what-
can go into people's dreams and get them. The idea of Inception was they were trying to get a guy to think
Yes.
think
okay.
something was his own idea when they were in fact in his dream.
I'm thinking of some
That's
other
what
movie.
that's what
influencing
MVP did with us in the frickin' Pixel announcement.
Yeah, we got incepted. Dude, what if I've been getting incepted this whole time?
Maybe.
What have I been convinced to do? 24-hour stream.
Before we get into the game segment, which we'll be able to play per normal, which I'm excited for, be back to normal for the game, I want to take a moment to shout out our Heiser Club Championship. The second annual Heiser Club Championship will be happening this year, probably in the fall type time frame. And if you want to be a part of it, basically what it is it's an invitational that only our Heiser Club annual members can be a part of. And people come into Lynchburg, they get to play the local courses. And We do Ripped Revenge, random draw doubles, all
Are we
kinds of
playing
fun
Ivy
stuff.
Hills?
I don't know if Ivy will be. It's not going to be a publicly available course, so we'd have to pull some strings to get that one. But New London will definitely be on the table. Falling Creek, all your favorite courses from our videos. And then you'll be able to tour the warehouse, tour the office. Last year we had a pizza party. We played Guts. We played Catch. We broke out the tech disc. It was all kinds of fun weekend. Last year we even had Jesse from Trash Panda made a surprise appearance. Robbie C was in town. Brodie, myself, Trevor, all of the Foundation guys. So if that sounds like a blast to you, except for Connor, he was there for the random draw double day, and then he was gone. But if that sounds like a blast to you, then you can head over to patreon.com/foundation disc golf. And how you get the invite is if you join an annual membership on the $10 or $20 tier in the month of January. That will get you the invite to the Heiser Club Championship. And you'll also get an annual disc. If you join annual actually on any tier, the $5, the $10, or the $20 tier, you'll get the annual Patreon Heiser Club disc. So if that sounds like fun to you, again, you can head over to patreon.com/foundation disc golf, join annual in the month of January, and you will get your invite to the second annual Heiser Club Championship. We are super, super excited. And of course, you'll also get weekly podcasts, monthly exclusive videos, contests, discount codes, access to the Heiser Club store, all of that fun jazz. So head over to patreon.com/foundation disc golf to learn more. All right, well, let's get into today's game. We're going to go back to the normal rules where you're going to be guessing the division first. If you get the division correct, then your ratings guess will be divided by 2. And it's no close without going over. It's just how close you are to the person's actual rating. So Silas, let's pop up this first picture here if you've got it. Here we go. So first off, no hints. What division are we looking at here?
Memorial Disc Golf Course. What does that say? Matt Keeters?
So we got a single shoulder strap bag, holding a large water bottle. Looks like a PA2 or PA3. This guy has not been in the sport for long. I can tell you that for free. Hasn't been in the sport for long. I'm gonna say this is an.
Does that say Nevin on the right?
I do not believe it is Nevin.
It says Nevin
Oh,
Park.
it does say Nevin. Oh, that is Nevin. They do have that at Nevin, Hunt. It's right. That's right when you walk across the road to the first hole.
Never seen that before.
In the putting practice area.
Okay.
No,
You
you're thinking of Hornets Nest, Trevor. Hornets Nest has that.
No. Nevin does too, because you walk across the street at Nevin to the first hole. That's the road you walk across.
Yeah, the street's right behind you.
We were
right there.
practice putting. Bamford came over, then we walked across the road and we started the
I don't
round.
remember that.
So he's.
I may have just said something crazy, but definitely says Nevin Park.
So he's in the hotbed of disc golf.
It is true. I'm saying he's newer to the sport. I'm pretty confident with my guess.
Those are anti-golf disc golf shoes.
He's just new to the sport. Who's guessing first here? Or it doesn't matter for this round. For this round, we can overlap, can't we?
MA3.
Okay, Brodie will guess first. MA3.
Well, I want an MA3
Trevor?
as well. Are we allowed to
You
guess
can
the
say
same
it again.
one?
Yeah, you can say it again.
Okay, I want MA3 as well.
Incorrect. He is actually an MA2. So let me give you some stats about this guy. He has 29 career events, 3 career wins. He is based out of Chicago, Illinois, and he has been a PDJ member for 3 years.
Okay,
What
so
is his rating playing an MA2?
You go first, Brodie.
Brodie answers first this round.
Let me go.
I got to do something this round.
Let me go with a. I'm gonna go with a. Give me a 902.
902. All right, Trevor.
Let me get a 914.
914. Okay. One of you is within one.
Oh my goodness.
The correct answer was 915. Congratulations,
Oh!
Trevor. This
Wow.
is Kendall Chop from
Let's go.
Chicago, Illinois. 915
Best guess
rated player.
ever.
All
Best
right,
guess
still anyone's
ever.
game. Brodie's only 13 off, so those were both great answers. Both great answers. Trevor will be guessing first in this
Intermediate
round.
division is probably one of the easiest ones to get.
Ooh.
Oh, this guy plays. This guy
Is that
plays.
Aaron Gossage in the background?
This is one of those younger guys. That is the goose.
I
Is it?
do not
I
believe
don't
it is the
think it
goose in
is,
the
but
back.
That's the goose.
It does kind
It
of look
looks like
The
it.
gooses lose. This is one of those kids that starts playing disc golf like pretty young, and by the time he's like 13, he knows everybody at the tournament, and everybody knows him by probably a nickname, and he's super good. Wow. I mean, we could be the Goose is there scouting them for Team Discraft. This could be a guy playing pro. It absolutely could be. I'm gonna say. I mean, there's just no way this kid is playing anything less than MA1.
I mean, he's wearing a polo.
There's not a chance on this
sponsored.
earth this guy is worse than MA1. I'm gonna say MPO. Oh, I hate that.
MPO?
I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
I think he's a little too young. So I'm going MA1.
That was a stupid guess.
Okay. I'm going to give the point to Brodie here, and let me explain why.
If his classification is pro, you're gonna take that back.
I would if it was.
Okay, fair
He is
enough.
an amateur. He plays about 50-50 MPO and MA1, but he denies cash to remain as an amateur. So
wants to win that
I'm
AM Worlds,
imagining
baby.
he's lining up for AM Worlds or US
Yes.
AMs, which would put him in MA1 as his division in my head.
He's too young, Trevor. He's too young.
That's a stupid argument. He
So-
plays
You
MP
push these kids into these contracts too early, Trevor. You want them to
he's
get this
MPO.
money.
He's MPO, but he just
You're all
wants to play
about the
AM Worlds.
NIL,
But
man. I'm all
he-
about the love of the game.
On big stages, he's MA1.
Yeah.
He plays local
So
MPO to
stupid.
try to get
He-
more MA1
Don't
experience.
push these
He
kids
doesn't-
too quickly, Trevor.
he's-
Don't try to
he
burn
won-
these kids out. Let
He's
them
won
love the
MPO
game.
events. He's won multiple MPO events actually
It
last
doesn't
year. But he
matter,
denied
dude. Yeah,
cash at all
I
of
bet he
them.
has. I bet he's
So-
darn near 1,000 rated, and it's
So Brodie's going to be divided by 2 here with the
I don't
correct
need
guess
that.
there.
I don't even
Here's some
need it.
stats about him. This is Davidson McMurray out of South
What
Carolina.
a sick name too.
He joined in 2020. COVID guy.
What?
He joined in 2020. I don't know when he started playing. He's still young.
We're
past
getting
year,
too far
he played
past COVID now that the COVID guys are just going to be like the guys.
this past year he played MJ 18, meaning he is still young, as you can probably tell in the picture.
He looks 15 years old.
He has 60 career events and
Looks good, looks
19
confident.
career wins. What is his rating?
Beast, dude. This guy's a beast. This is a very tough one because there's a high range of where this could be. I'm going to go ahead and guess 993. I think he's one of those guys that's flirting with 1,000 rated, but hasn't quite gotten there yet.
993.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I think he's got to be in between 995 and 1,005. Like he's
Okay.
right. He could be
lower.
on either side of that.
I think he's lower, like 2 lower than that. Like 993.
I'm gonna go. I think he's getting the PDGA treatment where we all think we're about to hit 1,000 rated, and they hit you with the 999.
You think he's 999?
Sure.
Safe guess.
And then Brodie's is divided by 2. Do you remember that?
A lot of math going on there.
That's a
but
There
half.
was math going on.
That's
There
a
was
half a
math going on.
point. That's a half a point.
His correct rating was 981. So that leaves Trevor getting 12 points, Brodie getting 9 points.
hanging in there.
So y'all are both hanging right
That
on.
makes
Both
sense.
hanging right
That
on.
makes
981. Very solid player.
Good player.
All right.
COVID guy.
Let's
It's
bring up
pretty
the
sad.
next picture here.
I'm so bad at disc golf. Okay. Good form. Got the jersey on there.
What does that say?
something
Golf
Tour challenge.
Cokes Tour Challenge
Something
2023.
Tour challenge. Is that AB Sedonia edition
And
jersey?
just
Kinda
got
looks like it.
He's just got stamps on it. His
Um,
own patches. Is he a Zuka guy? Is that his Zuka
Somebody's
card in the
Zuka
background?
guy.
He did want to clarify that is his bag in the background. He did put
Okay.
that in
Oh,
the email.
he
That
wanted
is
to-
his
Thank
card.
you.
He wanted to
Yes.
take ownership of the
He
Zuka
wanted,
card?
he
Yes.
wanted everyone to make sure we
Great.
knew that is his setup in the back.
I got a statement from Clayton Foundation employee Clayton, and he said, I think he said if he owned a Zuka card, he would use it, but he just wouldn't pay the money for it. So did we just give him the one in our store to make him like double down? Give me permission. Let me tell him it's his and see if he doubles down.
I'm sure he would use it. No,
I don't
that
know.
thing was like 300 some bucks.
Well, we threw it. We threw it across the
I
field.
did chuck it. I did chuck it across
So I don't
the
think
field.
it's quite that much anymore.
If it doesn't sell, if we don't sell it by the time we move into the new place,
I
we can
think
give
if-
it to Clayton.
I just think it'd be funny if I'm like, all right, Clayton, it's all yours. You'd be like, I mean, no, it's cool. Like, I didn't really want it that much.
We need to get
No, the week
Silas
before
back
nationals.
on the.
The week before, if
oh,
it hasn't
yes.
sold by
we'll
nationals,
let him take it for nationals for
if
sure.
it hasn't sold by nationals, we'll let Clayton
my
take it for nationals.
Silas, you got to get back on the foundation store's Instagram and start making those reels to try to get the sale of that.
the Zuka cart.
Yeah, to start making reels with the Zuka.
All right,
What
back
kind
to
of bag
Matthew
does
here.
he? What kind of bag does he have in there? I can't. Quite,
Am I
is it a
guessing
grip?
first here?
Well, this round doesn't really matter. It's
Oh.
the next, but yeah, you will guess first on the rating. This guy, I mean, he looks solid. He looks solid. He does have the Zuka cart. Form looks
Here's
pretty
the other
good.
thing. I'm kind of judging because I'm pretty sure this is a tournament round. I'm judging with the people he's playing with.
I'm seeing
Right?
guys that
Context
look like
clues.
So
I'm seeing guys that look
seeing-
like they could be wearing team gear.
Give me MPO on this one.
MPO for Brodie, Trevor.
I do want the same thing, I think, but I'm just trying to make. Yeah, I want MPO as well.
MPO for both of you, and you are both incorrect. He is MA1.
I almost win MA1.
MA1. So let me give you some more stats about him here. He has been playing for 2 years at the PDGA level. He is based out of Florida, Clearwater, Florida, to be exact. He played 25 events last year, which is confusing because it says he's played for 2 years, but he only has 25 career events. So I think he just joined in 2022. Okay, he played one event in
He
2022.
was an unsanctioned bad boy for a while there.
25 career events, 2 wins at the MA1 level. He's only ever played MA1. Those are your stats about
here's
him.
what I wanna know,
is his
guys.
rating?
I'm gonna have to double check this, but I'm pretty sure I become a 10-year member this year. What do I get for that?
Did you join last year? Did you sign up last year?
What do you mean? Did I sign up last year? I was a member last year.
Okay, I thought you weren't a member last year.
But like I've been a member since 2014. Like this year would be 10 years. So
I
like
don't know.
what is the PDJ giving me for that?
They might send you a little 10-year member tag. I've seen those before.
I better get one.
I hope they send you nothing.
I better-
because that's coming out of my pocket.
better
I think
this.
I think you get a little 10-year member tag.
I've been contributing to all of our
pockets.
pockets for 10 years. If I get the 10-year member tag, I'm gonna melt it down.
What's his rating? Matthew
Okay.
McGregor, based out of Clearwater,
I got
Florida.
a good guess here. I got.
You
a
go
good
first.
guess.
You're first.
Yeah,
Far
Brodie said
away.
it.
I've got a guess.
973.
973.
I think you're high. 956.
Okay, let me get the calculator out here.
Gosh.
Can you play? Yeah, you can play MA1 in 973, right?
Yeah, MA1.
MA1 is
I'm
high
way
as you
high.
want.
I'm way high.
All right.
I'm way high.
You might not
Correct
be.
answer
You might not be.
was 946.
I'm
Oh, you
way
were.
high.
Terrible
Trevor,
guess.
Trevor was within 10 there. Trevor just broke out a little bit of a lead. That
was a terrible guess.
That was a bad guess, Brodie. Brodie's at
You're off your game
49.
today. Propane guy?
Propane guy, corgis.
Brodie's at 49. Trevor's at 23. So it's still anyone's game. Ratings can go all over the place. I think that was our third one, which should leave us with 2 more here.
You won't do this one blind, Trevor.
I'm already looking at it.
All right, here we go.
This is a collegiate player.
I think I played with this guy.
I don't know if you did. This is a collegiate. This is at nationals. This is at hole 1 at the.
Okay, never mind.
Wow, I'm not going to reveal where he's throwing from actually because there's a serious
I know
clue.
where he's throwing from.
No.
I
but
played this course.
I won't say anything then.
I played this course. What other
but
course has massive boulders like that?
There's a bigger context clue
Oh.
based on what course he's playing at there and what division plays that course.
That's a little unfair, Hunter. That's a little unfair.
Unless I'm also looking at it wrong, but I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure I know what hole this is. And I remember that I'm trying to remember in my mind.
You're guessing what division first right now?
Although, actually, that's not a clue because some teams just didn't get D1 bids and had dirty players playing D3. So I'm going to forget everything I just said.
Oh, let's just talk about this kid real quick. This kid looks nasty.
He looks solid.
He's got the floppy hat. He's got the nice dry fit. It looks like it's a flippy dry
It is
fit
flippy.
too.
It is
They
flippy,
got
yep.
team jerseys. I can't tell what school he's from. So, Brodie, my mind was I'm pretty sure he's throwing on the short course there on hole 1, which
this
would
is
have meant
not the
that would have
main
meant
course.
D3. However, some teams just didn't get D1
Correct.
bids.
He
They
could-
had to
he
go
could be
D3.
nasty.
So, like, there are kids that were like 980 rated playing D3. So, like, that doesn't. It actually means nothing.
Is this kid European? Is that okay for me to say?
He is not. I
He
do not
kind of
believe.
does look European.
Doesn't he?
I like the hat.
I literally thought I played this guy in Europe. That's why I was like, I think I've played with this
He's
kid.
got a good grip. What we got? Some swirly S line or something going on there.
He's got veins protruding out of his forearms.
He
So that's a good
Just
sign.
rips the disc.
Yeah,
This is tough though. Like I almost want to take the D3 thing and run with it.
run with it.
I'm gonna say this is an MA I'm MA2 players. MA2.
MA2. All right, Trevor's locked in MA2. Brody.
I think the only chance. I wanted to guess that too. I think the only chance I have of beating him is hopefully that this is an MA1 guy.
No, it's gonna
Brody
be
locks
MA1.
MA1.
It's gonna be
That's
MA3.
that's the
You're
only
both
chance.
It's gonna be
Incorrect.
MA3. It's gonna be MA3.
MPO is the right answer.
Okay.
It's MPO.
I knew this kid was dirty.
He is an MPO player based out of Saltillo, Mississippi.
If you were about to say in European country, I would have slapped you in the face.
He has 14 career events, 3 career wins, only $558 in career earnings, though. Has not played that many tournaments at 14. So at 14 career events, that is, to keep that in mind. I believe that's about all. This was in a collegiate event, although I don't know if it's on the River Run course or if this is hole 1 at Boulder Creek. I don't remember where Boulder Creek's one is.
It's nearby, like it's just to the left. You like walk off to the left of where the other hole 1 is.
No, this is hole 1 of Boulder Creek because hole 1 of River Run is down at the very bottom of the valley because I went and filmed. It's that little short 200-foot putter. So
what are you talking about? Hole 1 at River Valley, they were throwing over a creek.
That's hole 18.
Oh,
yep. This is Boulder.
You're right. Well, I guess it could have been hole 18, and he could be playing hole 18 though at River Run.
It could have been. That could be. But the major tent would allude to it being hole 1. I don't think there's a major tent by
Good
hole
point.
18.
Good point. No, so probably
I do believe he was playing Division 1, probably playing double.
Or D2. D2 played that course as well.
D2 also played there as well. None of that matters. Anyways, MPO, 14 career events, 3 career wins. What's his rating?
I gotta go first here. Oh gosh.
I need you to guess.
Give me
something
lay an egg here.
absolute
You're gonna hate this.
trash.
You're gonna hate this just neutral guess I'm about to throw
I know,
out here.
you
Just
are.
so neutral. I'm gonna say,
You're gonna force my hand to go crazy.
knowing the college ratings, it can't be too crazy. I'm gonna say 988.
988 for Trevor. Brody Smith.
Oh,
What's your answer?
how far off am I from Trevor right now? What kind of
20-something.
lead does he
There's
have?
one more. There's one more person after this.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably better than that.
How dirty is this kid?
He's probably better than that, but it's tough. You don't see a lot of 1,000 rated guys. In
Who decides what division they play in? The player or the coach?
the team.
Well,
For
the
the-
team.
the
Not everybody
team.
has a coach.
It's not everyone has a coach. So
Sometimes it's anarchy.
But like the coach, the team.
Like if I'm 950, can I say I'm playing an MPO?
No. Well, MPO, yeah. But
I can.
But
Okay.
at the collegiate level, Division 1 is decided. Like there's only 4 of you. So if there's
975.
975 for Brody. And the
Easy
correct
dub.
answer was
Easy dub.
The correct answer was 967.
Oh.
Brody was only 8 off. Trevor was 21 off. We got ourselves a ball
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Let me do some quick math here.
I love how I'm like 967. That's so low, and I've played MPO at like 940 for the
Yeah,
last couple of years.
970 is like a very, very good collegiate disc golfer. When you said 988, I'm like, that would have put him in the top like 10 collegiate disc golfers in the planet.
Listen,
Yeah, people play MPO at like 930 too.
I don't hand up. I don't know these guys anymore.
Okay, so Brody is at 57 now. Trevor is at 44.
To be fair, my rating's
13
gone now, though. My
points.
PDJ expired.
13
so.
points. All right.
You better hope I don't get this one right.
Final
Trevor,
one here.
or it's
Final one
GG.
here. I'm pretty excited that Silas saved this
my
one for
gosh,
last.
bro.
Oh, come on. We're going to have to guess this guy's age? That's disrespectful, Silas.
He's rock. Are we allowed to do age protected divisions?
We have to. He's in an age protected division.
No, I'm asking Hunter.
You're allowed to. You're allowed to guess that.
He would have said no if it was. It's definitely age protected.
It's 100% age protected. So you can't take my guess.
Yes, I
MA50, MA50.
I totally can
MA50
take your
for Brody?
guess. What are you talking
Trevor?
about?
Can't take.
This guy
Okay,
could
name
be
it this.
60. This guy could be
Wow,
60.
disrespect on this man's name.
No, like
He's got a knee brace. Here, I'll describe him a little bit for our audio listeners.
You never know.
Knee brace on the right. He's pulling the who is the guy, the actor that wore the NFL hat to the
Rob
NFL?
Lowe.
He's pulling the Rob Lowe wearing the Disc Golf Pro Tour hat.
That's funny.
I don't know what that disc is. I cannot read
It's a
that.
savior, I think.
Okay, Savior, cool
Maybe.
pink
I
shirt,
don't know.
wearing cargo shorts, and Idio Sports shoe. Okay, this guy's all in on disc golf with the Disc Golf Pro Tour hat and the Idio shoes.
Wait, you said MA50?
Yeah, you want to do MPO, MP50? Is it
thinking about
MP50?
it.
Is it
MP50 is one.
Give me
because of the-
MP50, Big Hunt.
Oh, is this guy a monster?
So, the only age-protected division he's ever played in is MA40, but his recent trend, he is an MA1 player.
Okay.
He is playing MA1 most
All right.
frequently and most recently.
Straight up,
MA1.
then. Straight
Okay,
up
so he's
division.
like 40. When did he play in the MA40?
He played
How
some
long
last
ago?
season. He played some
Okay.
last season. He's only
So
played
he-
one event this year, January calendar year, and it was in MA1. But towards the end of last year, he was playing MA1.
I'm sorry,
as well.
I said you could be 60,
Yes,
sir.
you said 60. That I
That's-
said
that's tough, Trevor.
I said
it's
low
not
50s.
really. Have you seen
That is tough. That is
Guys
tough.
can look
That's
so young and be 70. Speaking of Rob Lowe, do you know how old Rob Lowe is? He's almost 60, and that guy looks like he's 30.
All right, let me give you some stats here. So we're
Look
looking
at Brodie
at Scott.
Smith.
We're
That
looking at
guy's like,
Scott.
Brodie's almost 50.
We're looking at Scott Burdett, based out of Alabama. He has 28 career events, 6 career wins. He is globally ranked number 709 in the Global Masters Series ranked.
Whoa!
It seems like everyone that plays Masters ever is ranked.
How do
So
I get a
don't know.
Global Master Series
Wait,
rank?
how is he not a Masters player?
MA40's Masters too. So if y'all were not, neither of you are correct.
Okay, I guess I didn't say MA40.
You
If I
said
would've said
MA50.
if
If
I
you
would've
said
said
MA40,
I would have been pissed.
we would have had a conversation as to where is this
No,
guy
we
actually.
wouldn't,
But
dude.
both of you said MA50.
You gave him the
MA,
50-50 earlier.
Doesn't matter.
This is a Mickey Mouse ring.
Anyways, 28 events, 6 career wins, ranked number 709 in the Global Master Series ranked. What is his rating?
You first. I mean, this going second thing is absolute cheese. I could just guess right on top of you.
You could, but you know
you're
the spirit of the
all-
game.
You're all mine. I won't do it.
912.
Okay, 912 is what Brodie
912?
hits.
Oh well, we're
Brodie
actually
hits with
not going to guess
912.
anywhere near each other because I think that's low. I'm gonna say 9. Played MA40.
How high are you gonna go?
I'm trying to put respect back on this man's name after I called him 60 years old.
Put a
I'm
lot of
gonna
respect on his name. Put a lot of respect on his name.
929.
Oh, that's still within the range of you winning. That's pretty cheesy, Hunter.
No,
You
not
gotta
a-
call him out on that.
No, dude.
That is cheesy.
Yeah,
It's not
you were
cheesy.
doing the math. You
That's
were doing the
ridiculous.
math in your head.
He was doing the math in his
I
head.
promise
He
you
was
I wasn't.
100%
I'd have to
doing the
agree.
math in his
I
head.
promise you I wasn't. Listen,
I
if
went
you're gonna
low
go
on
down,
purpose.
if
I
you're
went low
gonna
on purpose.
if you're gonna go down a whole bunch of points and then complain about me making a realistic guess,
Just saying. That
I'm not
seemed
gonna sit
cheesy.
here and make a terrible guess because you played a bad game. That's
It
that.
seemed-
You
it
sound
seemed
like
you were
George
trying
Pickens
to-
last night.
It seemed like you were trying to do mental math in your head there.
It
to
wasn't.
see-
It was me. I was literally sitting on like 930 something, but then I just thought that's too high.
You
Okay,
called this
I'm
man
doing-
60
let me-
years old.
I'm doing some math here. Let me do some math
It
here.
doesn't matter. You can just give me the trophy, dude. I
Well,
changed
let
my
me
guess.
do my
What did you
math
guess?
here.
902. I changed my guess to 902.
Okay. Here's the final thing. So Brodie Smith
I don't even know how many points I was up.
almost hit the nail on the head. He was 910 rated, so Brodie was 2 off. Trevor Staub was 19 off. I don't know if my math was correct before, but my math is correct now. Trevor Staub ended the game with 63 points. Brodie Smith 59. Brodie is the winner by 4 points with that final.
I'll
out
accept
of
your
nowhere.
apologies. I'll accept your apologies.
Oh, when the math
Scorekeepers,
backfires.
scorekeepers error, and just
Oh.
got slandered.
I don't know
after,
if it was a scorekeeper's error. There's no way
I
we
don't
can
even.
prove
I
that.
had no idea how many points I was up.
We can't-
I was
there's no way we
accused
can
of
prove
doing
that.
math to sabotage, and apparently I was well within my rights.
It did seem like you were doing math to
It
sabotage.
did seem like you were like, oh, well, I don't want to, I want to put respect. And you're like, carry the one. I want to put
I had
respect
no
on the
idea
guy's
how much I was
name.
up. Even Hunter didn't even know. Nobody knew.
That's fair. No one knew. No one knew. Our viewers knew. There
Dang
you go.
it.
Brodie takes it
I
down.
feel like I haven't lost yet. Or did I lose last week? I don't know.
I think you've lost before. I
I've
could be
never
wrong.
lost. I still
I
lost.
think
There's
this
an
is my
asterisk.
only win.
I think if
All
you
right.
shift that stupid 50-50, that Pro Division one, I get the win. That's one they're going to be talking about on First Take tomorrow.
So this first topic comes to us from John. He wants our feedback on returning a disc. So he said recently he had lost a disc without realizing it, and it had his name and number. It had his name and number on it. It was a new disc, so it didn't click that it was missing from his bag at the end of the round. That same day, he got a phone call from an unknown number. He doesn't like answering numbers he doesn't know, so he ignored it. The person didn't leave a voicemail or give a reason to call back. The weird part of the story is I didn't realize that I was missing the disc for a month. I hadn't been since the round where I lost the disc, so I had no reason to check my bag to see if I had it. Once I realized it was missing, I put a post on a local Facebook page asking if anyone had seen the disc. Someone commented asked if I received a phone call from the date I lost the disc. So I checked my call history, and sure enough, I forgot I had a missed call from that date. Turns out the guy commenting was the one who had called and had my disc. I was able to get it back. My question is, how many times should you attempt to get a disc back to someone? I was a little annoyed that it took me posting on Facebook for the guy to reach back out saying he had my disc, especially since I was given no reason to reach back. Especially since I was given no reason to reach back out to a missed phone call from a random number. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all,
calling is a wild move.
Yeah, I mean, just throw a text out there.
That's a wild move.
If you're the guy, I don't think the guy who made the call is like in the wrong. And he unlike the guy in the last week, he kept the disc and
he
was
didn't
like
sacrifice it to Maple
so
Hill
like
Goals.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't think you have any right to be annoyed at him. Like, you lost the disc. He did you the courtesy of giving you a call. It is weird that he didn't A, leave a voicemail, or B, just like send a text. Like, if I'm in that situation, I'm just sending a text with a
Maybe
picture
he's
of the
supposed
disc.
to talk disc golf. Maybe he's supposed to be
I don't
like,
know.
hey, man,
because then if you
what's
send the
going
text,
on?
it's just out there forever. If somebody sees it, then it's just there. Like, instead of having to like, it's funny that he asked him if he had gotten a call.
Yeah, it's funny. No,
like
I'm on the team phone call guy here. I don't normally phone call, but like I definitely would have texted. But I mean, he found a lost disc. He called the number on the back. You didn't pick up. What more is he to do? That's
Leave
that.
a voicemail. Like, I think
A voicemail could have worked. That's fine.
Hey,
but
man, got
he's
your
not.
disc.
Here's the deal: is he didn't even have to call you. I mean, we hear
true.
so many stories where like no one tries to contact anyone at all. And so, I mean, it's not his fault that you didn't pick up a random number that called you that day.
Good effort.
So, I think
is it star 67 or something where you call and they can't see your number?
I don't know if that still works
That's
anymore.
how you
but
prank
yeah.
call people.
That's how you should try to do it. So that way no one answers
Well,
your call. And you're
funny
like, I
enough-
guess they don't want the disc back.
When so the first time I ever played disc golf was when I was in like middle school. I think I like went out and played like once or twice with my brother, and then we just like didn't play for years. And then I got into disc golf after my senior year of high school. But when I started my senior year of high school, I still had a few of those discs that I had used back in the day when I was in middle school. I didn't have a cell phone, so the phone number on the back of my discs originally was our home phone landline.
Same.
So like, if you would have texted that, nothing would have happened. So I mean, it's probably a like older head in disc golf that was from a time where if you found a disc, you had to call.
He's got
because
one of those
text messaging
Sprint-
wasn't a normal thing.
One of those Sprint phones that you like hold down like a walkie-talkie.
Fun fact, I've never put my number on a disc.
That makes sense.
Well, you started playing disc golf like a year ago, and
I've only made
Alright,
the
man.
mistake of putting
man.
putting my number on a disc in the modern era once or twice, and it's got leaked on videos, and then my phone blows up. So
Yeah, it's
That's not
happened
fun.
a couple times.
yeah, it's happened to me several times.
I
I'm
used
like,
to do
Connor, we gotta blur that, man.
I used to do the number. I haven't done it in a long time. I have had actually a couple times, more than a couple times, probably 4 or 5 times, I've gotten discs returned just because people know that they're my discs. They've seen me throw them a bunch because I'll lose them all the time. And I've gotten discs back a couple times that way. But my mindset, because I have more discs than I could ever need, is if I lose a disc, maybe somebody else will find it that can use it. Like, I'm not gonna like get pressed over it. And if somebody ever does, if I love a disc and somebody finds it, I'll probably ask for it back. I'll usually trade them something to like, hey, thanks for finding that. But a lot of times I'll just be like, keep the disc. It's all yours now.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But, well,
Speaking of which, I'll put a $50 bounty on anyone that finds that teal raptor on hole.
I thought you were about to say something crazy.
Was it hole 9? I don't care about that much.
I thought you were about to mention a different disc that you lost.
No, my clear get freaky. I
not
probably
that
have
one
spent. I probably.
I got it. So at USDGC, I don't even know if I ever told you this. At USDGC, I was walking by one of the booths, and this guy hands me Passion with the Paige Pierce stamp on it. It had your name on the bottom, and he was like, "Hey, can you get this back to Brodie? He lost it in the water." And I was like, whatever, sure. And I grabbed it, and I never gave it to you. And then this year at Christmas, we do a disc exchange, like a white elephant. I gave it to Kyle in the disc exchange.
Did he like it?
Yeah. I thought you were about to say you had a $50 bounty on it. I was like, oh man.
You better text Kyle. That'd have been a great gift. You would have gifted Kyle $50.
$50.
No, I try to throw the majority of my bag. I try to throw stuff that's very easily replaceable.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I'm almost excited when I lose a disc because I get a chance to put a new one in my
You're
bag.
the worst with your bag situation. That's
I
why
love
you
putting new
never.
discs in
That's
my
why
bag.
you never got close to doing the break 68
Hunter's bag's a
challenge.
mess.
What do you mean never
Because-
got close? I was on the tee of 16, even par. Pretty freaking close.
We knew
People
you
will
had.
I
No
shot a
shot.
70.
We knew you had no shot.
Who's we? Everyone thought I had a shot. I thought I had it.
It's every single time you're throwing different discs. How are you supposed to get good if you throw a different disc every week?
Hey,
He makes a point.
more fun though. It's more fun that way. Life's more fun that way.
I used to be that way, and then this funny thing happened where I just stopped losing discs for like too long of a period of time. So like what happened was like 15 out of the 23 discs in my bag became like sentimental because I've had them for my. I mean, I've got drivers like that orange Raider has been in my bag since like the winter. I mean, it's been in my bag for like 3 or 4 years. It's crazy. I've lost it like 3 times.
That's the only way I put like new nukes in my bag is when I lose one.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I gotta put a new one, but otherwise I just keep the same ones.
Makes sense. All right, this next one's actually regarding a tweet that was from Sly Boston. He said Brodie just posted a tweet of my tweet of the 2023 Canadian Nationals, our biggest A tier in the country, where Thomas Gilbert had to take a dollar store raft to a tiny island to throw his shot after landing in the lake.
What?
This
You guys
island
didn't
is
see
tiny.
No.
I did. If you threw over the
gotta
island
look at
before landing in the OB Lake, the island becomes your last point in bounds. Obviously, the TD thought it was a fun idea and a non-sanctioned C tier I could understand, but this is our national championship. Headline: Thomas Gilbert falls off a $12 raft at the Nationals to break his leg attempting to find his lie. Will miss 2024 season. Disc golf is fun, but at what point do we need some leadership to move to the next level and mitigate these scenarios? Is this the most disc golf thing to ever happen? My country's highest rated player just floated to a lie. I sent Silas the link to this. I don't know if he's got it where we can pull up so Trevor can see this video or not.
Wait, when did you
It's
post it?
I tweet a lot.
You got to scroll back a little bit.
Go
I've been
to me.
scrolling.
Oh wait, you can't go
Do
to
we
media.
have it, Sci Guy?
I don't think you can go to media because
Silas
I
never saw
retweeted
it.
Oh, dang. I put it in that email.
Wait, can't you search my tweets? Can't you like search Thomas in my
Did you
tweets
tweet
and it'll
this, like,
pop up?
a decade ago, man. I've been scrolling for years.
No, I've been going after people.
He's been
on
going
Twitter
after it on
for-
Twitter.
Well, that between
for a
that and the
while.
card tweets, it's just been a lot. I know.
Yeah,
The
but
card tweets is like once a game. The card tweets are not aggressive.
I think the real
Rasheed
problem here, I
Rice.
think, is why is
Monster.
the tiny island in bounds?
I haven't seen this video yet, but I'm just excited about it. Like this scenario.
So it's just.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Here we
Yeah, I
go.
knew Sci Guy could find it.
Oh, this is nothing, dude. You get like a little wire to drag yourself across. That's
It's
hilarious.
very funny with the disc golf bag on.
Guy,
Cruising over that island.
somebody needs to make a gif of him sailing like that.
Like,
Oh
why-
my gosh,
my
that's so
question
funny.
is just, why is that island in bounds?
I mean, I walked across a frozen ladder with like nothing but a wire to hang on.
That was unsanctioned though. This is
Shot a
Canadian
cannon.
Nationals.
This is the national championship.
Like imagine
Yeah.
USDGC.
I mean, it's
you
an
have
A-tier, it's pretty
you have to
silly.
get to an island, and Gannon Burr final round lead card is just like in a rowboat across that lake.
I think we should
getting to the
introduce
fountain.
that to the Q events this year.
Maybe.
Bro, did you hear Hunter and I are gonna play in the Q?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah,
if,
you
we,
need
if we have a
to.
Q series near
The
us,
Q
we're gonna hit
school.
one up.
Yeah, you need to.
No, this is ridiculous. I think it's hilarious. The real problem is that island just shouldn't be in bounds, in my opinion. Like it's just an
Can
island in the
I-
middle of a lake. They just make it OB.
I'm gonna talk more on this because you guys I think did a really good job covering it on Grip Locked, and I want to kind of talk about it a little bit as well with the Kyle Klein and Gannon Burr, like the future is here and like the marketing stuff.
Right.
I think this goes in hand with what we've been saying for a while now is because disc golf is such a small sport, you have a lot of people wearing multiple hats. The reason why some of this stuff happens is because there are no checks and balances. There's one guy that's making the decision, and there's no team, there's no meeting, there's no, do you really think this is a good idea? It's just like, I'm sending it. And I think again, every year we're going to keep saying the same thing as the sport grows, Maybe it'll never get big enough. And maybe this stuff will always happen because Hunter, think about it when me and you were trying to do a bunch of stuff with Foundation and we didn't have Brad. We made so many more mistakes than having Brad and then Trevor also being a part now of kind of letting us know when we're idiots. Like having people come in to kind of like fact check you or put you in the right spot. This was just a TD, thought it was a great idea. No one else was going to like step up and say anything. Maybe there wasn't even anyone out there to step up and say anything because, come on. There's no way if you grab 10 people off the street and you show them this, that the majority are going to say, yes, run with this idea. This is a great idea.
Well, yeah, it's kind of athletic to get down into that boat and then get back out over
impressive.
the other side.
I want to know how often
with the
it
bag
got
on your
used.
back.
How many times
Disc
does that
golfers are
raft get
athletes.
used?
I think that's what this tweet shows.
You know what that reminded me of? Did you guys ever watch
just built a
Legends of
bridge,
the
too.
Hit? Is it? Or no, Guts. It was Guts. Did you guys ever watch Guts where they would go into those little rafts and they just try to paddle as fast as they can across? That's what it reminded. Thomas getting in that. You guys never
I haven't
seen
seen
Guts?
that.
No.
You guys don't
I've never
go
even
back.
heard of Guts.
Oh my God. Go on YouTube and watch some like Guts highlights. It was
What was it
growing
on?
up as a kid, it was like the Olympics of kids. You got to do the sickest
We had the
things.
Disney Channel games. I remember.
They had basketball hoops and you were like up on this huge platform and you like bungee cord and you jump down and jump
sounds
up
familiar.
and try to.
Was it on
the
Nickelodeon?
The Astro Crag?
What was this on?
Nickelodeon, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
So I may have seen it because like I saw Legends of the Hidden Temple. Like that was a
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
I've
that
seen
same era.
So speaking of bridges, though, I was at New London the other day. They are prepping out there. They're building. They're
New
building
bridge.
What are they
spectator
building?
wide. They're building a lot of bridges. And like Hunter, we saw that one that was really wide.
Yeah.
They're building a bunch of them all over the course and
Wait,
areas.
like where? Like on
Like,
the
think about hole
3
10
to 4.
hole 9?
Well, think about hole 10 to
That
hole
little
11.
creek you got to walk across on 3 to 4.
They like
bridged up
anywhere
now?
that they
Okay.
anywhere that they didn't have a bridge or they had a narrow bridge, they're
10
building
to
big
11.
old wide bridges.
Yeah, 10 to 11 is a really narrow bridge, so that's a wider one now. So it's not just
Yeah.
single file. Okay.
getting ready.
Prepping for the VIPs.
I like it.
Gotta get
I
ready
like
for the
it.
VIPs.
Yeah, I
Worlds,
guess-
baby, worlds. It's getting close.
Crazy.
All right, we're going to finish it off with a story here from Lucas Kahn. He said, I started playing disc golf around May of last year, and watching Corey Ellis played the biggest role in me starting the sport. On January 5th, I went out with a buddy to play at Rotary Park in Huntington, Corey's home course. My friend and I originally planned to go an hour earlier than we did, but we pushed it back. When we pulled up, Corey Ellis was warming up, about to start a round, so we hurried so we could play behind him and watch. On hole 10, Corey and his card mate were looking for a drive in the woods, so he let us play through, leading to his card mate jokingly saying, definitely no pressure. I threw a decent drive, but nothing special, and played through. Ended up getting a par on 10 and 11 and got to hole 12's tee box where I knew I wanted to get aggressive. I had my hand on a Halo Leopard, but last second I decided to go with the Heiser Flip Fusion Maverick instead. At this point, Corey had started to make his way to hole 11's basket near hole 12's tee. I went for a sneaky gap on a very tough wooded uphill 264-foot par 3. Came out on a lot of Heiser and a lot higher than I wanted it, but regardless, the Maverick flipped up beautifully, panned out, and Heisered right back into the center of the chains, banging home my first ever ace.
Wow.
Corey and his card mate came up to the tee, and me and my friend are on the ground in pure disbelief. As Corey approached the tee box, his card mate said, hang on, me and Corey can sign it as a witness. Still unbelievably grateful for this. I agreed. Corey then came up to me and complimented me on the difficulty of my shot and signed my disc, Sick Ace - Corey Ellis. We ended up playing the next hole with him, showing him my Corey Glow buzz to his enjoyment and surprise, and finished our round. My friend and I literally joke all the time, like, imagine Corey was here and I aced, or something of this sort. It was truly one of the most memorable moments of my life, and I can't thank everyone involved enough.
That's magical.
What a cool moment.
Did
That's
he say
magical.
Corey was the one that got him to play disc golf too
No,
at the
he was
beginning?
saying Corey Ellis played a big role in him starting the sport. It sounds like he's from the
Big-
same area
Corey
as
Ellis.
Corey Ellis.
Yeah, so he's a huge Corey. Oh, okay, so this is like
Corey Ellis.
dream come true then.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
aced
sick.
in front of like probably who he's the biggest fan of.
That's pretty impressive.
His first
That's
ace
sick.
too.
What are our current running ace routes, guys?
Yeah.
I haven't aced this year.
I like a week ago. Well, this video comes out by the time this comes out, it'll already be out. But like
You already
a
have an
week
ace.
ago, I threw like a second shot off the tee pad, like one of those.
That video's already out.
Oh, it did come out.
I think it came out last week because people were commenting about it.
Okay, that doesn't count. But that was the last thing I had close to an ace. I can't.
I don't know.
I think
when
one of
my
the
last,
peaksy
like,
ones I
true
had
ace.
was like last fall.
I have no idea. We went through that spell where we were just acing like every video we went out.
Big time ace channel. Well, I had 2 at Peaksview in the span of like 2 months.
Because I had that, yeah, you went through a recent spell, but the floodgates opened with that starter set ace, and then I had the tilt ace and the sonic ace in that same period. I think I also had that mockingbird chain out in that period.
You had the hex chain out like at New.
I had the hex chain out in that period. Like there was like a 4-month
center.
span where it was like every other video we were hitting basket or having an ace somehow.
We were an ace channel.
Has
cold.
Connor ever aced that one hole at Peaksview?
No.
No, they got new baskets now.
Yeah, so it
Oh.
is a lot easier.
He might need to go back out and
Yeah.
try it
Time.
again.
It won't be
time.
the same. We might have to get the Mach 3 and set it back up there.
That would be a funny promo for the sub boxes if he threw only the
His
shaman.
face, his face.
The Connor Shaman. That'd be
He got
hilarious.
ace with it.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the Offseason. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Be sure to submit your topics and stories and everything in the description, in the link in the description down below, and we will see you again same time, same place next week.